Hello campers, welcome back to the cabin. I hope you could join me by the fire today and just clear what we got. Got some Doki Doki for you today. This is going to be episode 3. So today we're going to be continuing, like I said, where we left off last time. So last time I just wrote, we got introduced more to the characters, we got into the flow of things. We're actually with the classroom and got to introduce more to what some of the characters are like. There was actually something that piqued my interest last time with the character Sayori. She was, when I was writing the poem, and I kind of styled it more for, like, I think the character Yuri is her name. There was something interesting. First, I found out that you can only write poems, like, based on the character, like, what you pick to write. You, oh my god. Let me say this again. It's pretty much more attuned to what each character likes. That's what I'm trying to say. Like what's certain words you used, certain characters will appeal more to them. Your poem will appeal more to them. Sorry, long day. But so with Yuri, she liked more dark things, and I feel like more philosophical related. Sayori, not Sayori, the other one. Natsuki liked cute things, kind of cutesy, happy-go-lucky kind of thing. Sayori, who is actually, well, not happy-go-lucky, but happy things. Sayori, who is actually happy-go-lucky in the personality, liked very depressing things. I hit suicide when I wrote one. Not trigger warning, I guess. Trigger warning, I guess. Actually, this is a good thing. Trigger warning for this game, I'm pretty sure, because it had the word suicide, it's a horror game, so I don't know what it's going to get into. We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to have to censor things or not. I don't know how to do that yet, so we're going to have to figure that out before we get to them, I hope. If things happen like that, I don't know. But we'll see. So, Sayori actually liked suicidal things, which I was pretty confused about at first. Because I didn't know she did. Like, it said suicide and some other dark things, like 2 or 3 things her character jumped up and down for, meaning it applied to her. She liked it, so I guess we'll find out what's really going on with her, if there's something is. Because she's very, like, forgetful and clumsy, but also, like, seems like she sleeps in a lot, which is, sleeping in a lot, it's like a sign of depression. We'll see. So we just got back, it's a new day, and we're sharing the poems with them. So let's get started. I look forward to hearing what you think, says Yuri. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. That doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. Makes sense. Everyone's doing their thing. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. Clearly, she's getting, I think, her manga, which was stated in the last episode that she lives behind here. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of a book. It looks like the same book she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Okay, so obviously this conversation started. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, we're just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. I was focused. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed it in the first place. But then I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? When I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. Something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. Okay, clearly, context clues. We're not stupid. We know she went out and bought the book for us. So, guess that means crush, or just like... She's kind of hinting at a crush on us, which seems to make more sense with the way she's acting, so let's see where this goes. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging, relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled The Portrait of Markov. Markov. I guess that's easy. There's an ominous-looking eye in the symbol at the front of the cover. Alright. Just wanted to make sure I didn't actually give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with a long-lost younger sister. As soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people. I don't know if I can do voices or not. I'll try it, maybe. Let's try it, I guess. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to just desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so the dark turn came from nowhere. Haha. Yuri jiggles. Yuri. My bad. Had something else on my mind, I guess. My bad. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Cole? No, it's not that. I mean, I could definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and inclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals and their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to a protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying anything strange. Please stop me if I'm talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That means you're just passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieve the book that I have in my bag. Alright. It's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah, are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in the company with someone. I see. Well, if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book, start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. As long as I can feel her presence over my shoulders. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulders, I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Okay, so clearly she's doing that. She's like very nervous, obviously. So yeah, definitely crush. Sorry, I was just you apologize too much, don't you? Maybe crush or I feel like crush, like a hint of crush, and then probably just overly apologetic too. Like there's something going on here. I don't mean anything bad. I just mean like she gets like jittery personality, nervous. We'll see. I don't really mean to. Sorry. Because this is like interesting. I like this game so far because it's interesting to see each character. So like Monica's very confident and just basically the leader. I noticed, like I said earlier, we can't. I guess like you can do like I guess it's a dating sim where you can like go for each like certain people. So there's like the 3 people you get to choose as options. That's it. Monica's not one of them, so I guess we'll see how this turns out. Maybe she's just like a character that's the leader, so to help set everything up, pretty much. Not really that interactive with. The other three, I guess, are interactive with. You get to interact with more. So we'll see. I mean, like I guess I'm pretty sure you can trigger events in this game based on what you say or do. Because I got something that said write the poems specifically for each person. So I guess we could see how that goes with it. Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up to against Yuri's, then hold my book. Oh, I like so. Suppose so. Oh, so I guess we get closer to her. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Feels my left arm is in the way, so I instead use my right hand to hold the book open. Because it's kind of difficult to turn the page, so here. Oh, that's a really cool art style. That's really cool. I do enjoy the art style of this game, but this is just like a wonderful picture right here. The detail here. Desk look really cool. Love the detail of her eye and then how her hair kind of comes down, sits on her shoulder, and uniform detail. That's really cool. I gotta look up the creator of this game. Yuri, I want to know, a company or like one person read this, or a team. Yuri takes her left arm, holds it on the left side of the book. I wonder, I guess I'll leave that. I don't know if I could hide this, but we'll see. Yuri takes her left arm, holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. That's right here. I do the same with my right arm, like right here. That's us. Do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. Sorry, it's in my face. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb and flips it to her side, but holding it in like this. We're huddled together closer than before. It actually kind of distracts me. It's as if I could feel the warmth of Yuri's face in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Oh, sorry. I think I got distracted for a second. I glance over Yuri's face and again eyes me. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I could do since you've been so patient with me. Oh, that's cool. We see her eye move. We saw her eye like actually shifted. Oh, she's smiling. Yeah, thanks. Continue reading. Then she went back to her normal face. Yuri no longer asked me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page for me, so I turn it by my own volition. Continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri? This might be a silly thought, but the main character reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses herself on guesses all the things she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see in your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent in some of your mannerisms. I see. You remain silent for a moment, but Cole, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. It's so embarrassing that you think that of me. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry. I didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I mean it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. Yeah, she just got scared. So that conversation was going somewhere. We need to finish it. I think it's about time we share some more poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kinda down. Sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. Well, it's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess we'll do some more reading tonight. Or, was it tonight or tomorrow? Or would you prefer I only read with you? Guess I don't have too much preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. Yeah, it's done it. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. Make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back in my bag. By the way, do you remember I wrote a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. Can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration, since I've never really done this before. Just real quick, I want to comment on that. So, regarding my poetry pastime, coming out with a new episode soon, I do have some other poems I wrote. But what you guys are, if you ever feel like writing poetry, don't ever feel discouraged because you don't. Because I'm not published or anything. I'm not like an official author, but it's one of my dreams to get that published, like a poem or more than one, come out with a book of poetry. But even if you're just doing it for a hobby, don't feel discouraged when writing poetry because you can base it on anything. Come from a personal trauma, any personal feelings you have, personal memory. Like if using a memory, for example, a moment in time you want to capture. Like if you want to capture yourself as a child, um, sitting in the park with your dad or mom or both parents or family, or even just by yourself, maybe a different age, whatever you want to capture. Like take a scenario, for example, and write from your point of view and just have fun with it. I might do it like a tutorial maybe and just like show you guys an idea if you ever want to write poems. Because you could take so many things and write a poem. It doesn't have to be about a situation or a memory. It could just be about a fantasy topic or any topic. Poetry is expressive and it's about you as the author of the poem and what you're trying to capture. It could have a hidden message. It could just be, like I said, representation of a memory you have or something you want to capture. But using different characters or an unnamed character, it could be anything. It's just expressive, just like music, because music is pretty much poetry that you sing, because there's always a message in most songs, and that's the beauty of music, poetry, art, even a painting. Like behind me, you can see I put some things up. I met a lady at the mall who painted these two, and then I painted that one up there. I don't know if you could really see it. I'll check when I'm recording, but I was at a paint class with my girlfriend, and I painted that with her. She painted her own, I painted this one. And it was just what we followed along, you know. That was something I never really painted. I think it came out alright. She did way better than me, of course, but this lady I met at a mall who did these two I bought, she did really good, and she's been doing it for a while. And she just loves, she told me she loves Japan, and in Japan there's the cherry blossom trees, that one of my favorite trees, that I believe come from, I believe stand for when they blossom, I believe like stands for new beginnings. And she painted something like that, and she painted a picture of a samurai just sitting on a rock posing. And I forgot what the name of the gate, a gate they have, but I believe the gate stands for when you walk through it, it protects you from like evil spirits. I'll look it up and I'll put it in the comments or description or something. What the name was, but it's a gateway of something, I believe. I gotta look it up again because I don't remember. I don't want to give you false information. But the samurai, for example, were protectors in Japan, and they were law enforcement pretty much of the streets of Japan in old times. But it's just, she captured something she was passionate about, and she was not Japanese, or that I could tell more from what she said, she was not. But she told me, you know, she loved the culture, and she admired the culture they had so much, and their traditions, is what I'm saying. She admired their traditions as well, so that's what I was trying to say. And she just wanted to capture what she thought was beautiful to share with other people, and that's what art really is. It's expression, and that could take on many forms. Ramble aside, let's get back to the video. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait, said Sayori. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of paper torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well. Reaching into their bags, I do the same myself. Who should I share my poem with first? I want to share with Yuri. Let's go with Yuri first. I feel like since we wrote it styled on her, Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should share with her first. I can trust her opinion to be fair. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes light. Exceptional. And what was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri covers her mouth, then ends up covering her whole face. Now she's embarrassed. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? That's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time. Really? Oh, sorry. This is my first time, really? Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her fingers around the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. Just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical in new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers, they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammer is completely gone. She sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump that in. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It may take you some time, but it all comes from practice and learning. By example of trying new things. I also just hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. Shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry, it's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thoughts and process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny after all. Isn't it supposed to be a literature club? Okay. So Ghost, I guess is the title, Ghost Under the Light. It's not super long, but let's see. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining... oh my god. Trying to read cursive again. Sheeting. Or no. Streetlight. Oh my god, I'm stupid for that. Apologize. Streetlight to have withstood the test of time. Last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green light of the future. Green hot, blue-green. Life of the future. I bathe. Calm, breathing air of the present, the living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Okay, interesting. I'm just gonna read this to myself real quick. Again. So, I kind of get Ghost Under the Light. So, tendrils in my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. So, she's obviously sitting in the streetlight. Under the streetlight. Based on the title and this line right here. Tendrils in my hair. So, that's obviously her hair. Each strand of her hair. Tendrils are like tentacles. It would be like taking my Bardock figure. Thank you to one of my friends. You know who you are. I got this from here for Christmas, but if you look at the hair right here, or like even my hair, like tendrils would be like each part. Or in the last Mug Monday, you take the tendrils like tentacles. I should look that up real quick. I just want to prove that. Make sure I have the right word. Let me see. Tendrils, right? Yeah. Slender, thread-like appendage of a plant, often growing in a spiral form. Yeah. Let me see an image. Yeah, something like that. So when I say like not like a tentacle, sorry, but like thick, but more like they said, slim, that kind of thing. Of hair illuminating beneath the amber glow. So it's obviously she's glowing the light of the street light, bathing. So she's just sitting there or standing. It must be this one. So this one, I guess, So this is the light. She's talking about the light. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. Now, that could be taken that there's like one more light in her life, possibly. The last to be replaced by the sickening blue-green line of the future. I think that says line. Future. I bathe, claim, calm, breathing air of the present. So she's obviously thinking about something that happened, I guess, in the past, or something that's happened in the past. The light flickers, she flickers back. So obviously they may be calling back to something in our past. I just don't understand this one right here. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue. Because it says blue-green. I don't understand what the blue-green means. We're going to move on for now, but I'm going to keep that back in my head. I like the poem, though. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. Much better than mine. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. If you took a long time, but it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read the script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest, since our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghost Yuri? Huh? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Cole. Really? I must have totally missed that point. I suppose you only glance over it, after all. Well, I didn't, but... Because that's what I said. She's not the ghost. It's not a ghost, it's her. But remember, poets often express their own thoughts and feelings, expressing their work. Usually do more simple, or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps sorry, I had a call. Sorry about that. I guess when my friend watches it, he'll make a guest appearance. It didn't come up, but I don't know if you guys can hear it. I'm just trying to get that out of the way. Sorry. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past. Okay. So here's the blue-green. I don't know what that is. Soon to be left, nothing. Okay, that I didn't catch on to, that last part, I guess. It's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so, nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? She got all bashful because of the compliments. Yeah, of course. Well, you know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I really enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Cole. Me too. So that's just interesting there. Guess we'll share it with, say, I'm interested to share it with Monica. Because I want to see more about her character. We have nothing pretty much about her. Just that she's like apparently straight A's, really smart, perfect at everything. Hi Cole. Have a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, do you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we could do better? I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Cole. We're all little bears today, you know. But it's the sort of barrier that we all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Cole. I was going ooh in my head while reading it, or oh. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put some effort in. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct ways to describe happiness and sadness. Okay, so that kind of makes more sense. The imagery and old scriptedness Yuri likes. She just likes direct forwardness, happiness and sad. So she's very happy. I still think there's kind of some sauce Among Us imposter, my bad, going on with it. It's kind of weird though when I like mention certain things and she bounced up and down for suicide. Still kind of put off by that with her character. We'll see what happens. But sadness. So that's what she's about. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. It could take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near your level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learning by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying a lot of different things. Could take a while before I'm comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased toward their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find the one that suits you most. So don't force yourself to write what everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you'd have to worry about pressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. Doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. She's pretty open about herself. It's very interesting. Typically, people aren't very open like that. She's like very direct and open about things, like honest, I guess. I'll read it. Oh, it's like a full page about hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. That's an interesting start. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel behind like a film left out in the sun, but it's too late. My retinas already scorched with a permanent copy of a meaningless image. It's just a little hole that wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything, a hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. This one kind of gave me a chill, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, I think I have an idea where this is going. This poem. I think we're starting to get our horror aspect in now. Because I don't know exactly. This could be taken two different ways for me. Couldn't have been me. So she's talking about a wall here. She's talking about like a wall that's noisy neighbor and angry boyfriend. Noisy neighbor or an angry boyfriend. These are two different things right here. It's kind of like an abuse thing maybe going on, it seems. I don't know, she's being abused, and that's why she's talking about why she comes across so perfect. Like an abusive boyfriend or an abusive parent, maybe. She's talking about like damage to the wall, maybe, and then this hole in the wall she noticed while she's being held captive. I'm not trying to say anything weird is going on, but it's just like seems like that. Or it sounds like someone on like a computer. Like, so I was looking at my thing right here. My finger, sorry, the finger in the way, but POV, you're literally my webcam. But yeah, seems like that. The recording of the camera and the laptop. It's interesting. Because it says he was looking in. That's interesting. Alright. But for now, I'm gonna stop the recording here. I'm gonna save it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll be in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and just be on the lookout for other ones. See you next time, campers. Bye.